We got to thinking like, how can we leverage our platform the most to help out, our city and people who look like us. And the biggest thing that hit home with a lot of us is, financial literacy. And obviously the statistics represent a lot of people who go on to play professional athletics, go on to suffer financial trouble, 3 to 5 years after getting done. So thinking of that, we just, okay, like, let's throw together, a financial literacy seminar. And that's really what birthed everything. We did Juneteenth Weekend in Tulsa. We basically wanted to bring the community together by using like some of the staple athletes of the community at the professional level, and then as well as the college athletes. And through that, we were able to provide like a college admissions presentation using people from Langston University, an historically black college in Oklahoma, as well as some of the local community colleges, and just really educating inner city Tulsa on the college admissions process, what colleges are looking for, financial aid resources, what resources are out there for, maybe lower income minorities. We brought together some of the black entrepreneurs of the city, and we had a networking dinner that had, entrepreneurs, both male and female representation there, as well as, some of the local leaders, black politicians who are in town, and really just teaching people, through the intergenerational communication, what older people went through, maybe some of the hardships and ways that us younger people can navigate some of these spaces that we were in and take advantage of them. We brought together the entire community, had a kickball game in North Tulsa. We had 3 food trucks. We were able to feed people. Grandmothers were there, children were there, grandchildren there. The biggest thing was just bringing the city together and really trying to inspire the next generation to start thinking more advanced, and really rekindle that Black Wall Street mentality that exists in our community at one point. So in terms of like the fundraising process, I'm grateful that I went to business school because in terms of being a PowerPoint master, I think I learned that in business school, as well as like how to articulate value propositions and justify things financially and economically. Putting together the business plan for things and actually having something that looked credible. But that process was crazy, honestly, whenever I think back at, us being able to do that as college students. But I think the biggest thing that helped move things forward was the support that we had from older NFL players. So the Stephen Parkers of the world, the Aaron Colvins of the world, guys from my city who, put their name and put their reputation on the line to make this happen. They were kind of like the biggest ones who had an impact and, maybe help sway the foundation and say like, oh, like these athletes, they really want to do something serious and of good intentions. And I think taking it a step forward, now we're beginning discussions on how can we really begin to move financially conscious and socially conscious. But we're talking through all those things now and trying to, figure out how we can create an entity or organization that best, captures everybody who's moving in that industry and, finds, good sustainable outlets that, people can invest through or make impact through. Why giving back is so important to me, specifically as an athlete, is I think it's just at the end of the day wanting to better the world. I get to be the face of a lot of stuff, but really it's not me, it's the people who invested in me. It's my high school head coach, middle school AAU coach, my math teacher. She literally got on a Zoom call with me when I got here at Stanford and helped get me up to speed on calculus and things that I needed for my class. So it's really people like that who make the biggest impacts in the world. But sometimes we as athletes maybe get to be the face of it. But for me, it's about shining the light back on them, as well as paying forward everything that they did for me to the next generation. The biggest thing I learned is that if you have the courage to have the thoughts that you're great enough, then and you line that with your actions, you'll probably become that. Because really for me, I didn't even think Stanford was a realistic reality. I didn't even think a lot of these things was a realistic reality. Just thankful that I had people in my life who encouraged me to take a shot and submit my application and help me with everything to get here.